Richard Helms, CIA director. It was no accident. Clark Hifford, no accident. Dean Russ, Secretary of State, no accident. Marshall Carter, former Security Administrative Director, NSA, no mistake. Louis Battle, no mistake. Professor Hayden Paik, no mistake. FBI officials. FBI officials counter the friendly spying can be as damaging as spying for the enemies of the. They note in 1967 when Israel jets to Liberty attacked the electronic intelligence ship USS Liberty. So the FBI knew it, the CIA knew it, everybody knew it, but they covered it up. Thomas More, a dear friend of mine, very good friend. He was a very highly decorated man. He was former chief of staff twice. He's the only admiral that ever had command of the Southern Command and the Pacific Command, not the same time, but different times, and then became 2 terms chairman of Joint Chiefs. Captain McGonigal, please do not release Jonathan Pollard to the government of Israel until and unless the government of Israel acknowledges in writing and publicly the government of Israel Armed Forces, the Liberty attacked the USS Liberty HETR-5. Now, the captain received the Medal of Honor, and he deserved. I saw him in action. Brave man. He was hit. Great man. But he was coerced. Our government coerced him to tone it down. I know what they said to me. What did they say to him? There's no telling. Another friend of mine, Captain Booger of the USS Pueblo, which is in North Korea right now, I was talking to Mark about it. He's been on that ship. By the way, thank you, Mark. It's a pleasure talking to you. He said they'd never been captured if they'd known about the USS Liberty. It was so tightly covered up, and it still is today, that people simply believe that Israel did it by mistake. No, it was a pre-planned attack to kill us all and get us in a lot of trouble, more trouble than we ever thought of. We were close to a nuclear war. There were SAC aircraft in the air, headed to Cairo 6 hours before we even got attacked. So the mighty IDF in this.
Keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, they wanted to do this and blame it on the Egyptians, by the way. Yeah, your greatest ally, yeah, they went ahead and attacked American ship so they can blame it on the Egyptians to start off World War III. I mean, this is one of the attempts that this is one of the many attempts that they have tried to drag America into world war. Fast forward today in 2025, we are closer to world war than ever.
2-hour bloodbath. They couldn't sink a whole World War II ship. And they couldn't. I bet they're still scratching their heads. They can't figure that one out. Has anybody in here know any survivors from a torpedo attack? I know one in here. I talked to Indianapolis. I guess I'd call him an expert. There's one survivor left. He's 98. They hit that ship with one torpedo. It was a big ship too, and it brought it down immediately. But that ship, our ship, took all that, stayed alive. And that's why I'm here, because of the gallant crew of the USS Liberty. These are my shipmates and brothers. There's not very many of us left. There's probably 50 or so. I have a crew of 294. 34 were killed initially and 174 wounded. I helped in operations that night with Doc Kiefer. He was hitting his stomach. He had a life jack around it to hold his guts in. He was hitting both legs, knees. He stood on those legs for 17 hours operating on people that were losing their lives or any hope of life. I helped in one operation. One of the operations I helped with Doc was a man named Gary Blanchard. He was hit, and he was hit bad. He got hit in the kidneys, blew his back out. Doc cut him open. Well, before that, he says, rubbed my feet. My feet are hot. I took his socks off, rubbed his feet, tried to get some circulation. Went over to the left side of him, and he looked at me and says, "You think I'm going to live?" And I said, "No, I don't think you are, man." Doc cut him open. He was dead. Cut him open like a deer. I used to hunt. I know what it looks like, but that's what it looked like. We put a few stitches in him. Doc did. Put him over the side, and it went on all night for 17 hours. Help never got there for 17 hours. They left us out there alone. They didn't even send a Piper Cub over there to see how we were doing. That's how bad it was. They could care less. They did not care. And our government still doesn't care. They do not care. They tried to silence us. They tried to murder us. They tried to call us anti-Semites, Jew haters, Nazis, anti-Semitic pigs, jihadists. I mean, I can go on and on and on.
If one of them come across my video, they're going to call me the same thing. Even though this is not my story. I'm just sharing it. If one of them sees this, they're going to call me an anti-Semite. As if I'm directly saying that, I hate all of them. I didn't say that.
But we're none of that. We're none of that. All we want to do is tell the truth to America. You deserve the truth. You paid the taxes. It's your money. And you should be able to seek redress from your government and say, hey, wait a minute. It's been 58 years. Coming next June, we're going to have a reunion in Norfolk, Virginia. I'll bring that up again in a minute. But they never have. And I've written so many presidents. I only got one letter back from Bill Clinton. And he never addressed my letter. I don't know if it was up there, but he never addressed my questions. He just sent me a nice little note. Like, come on, man. And he's the only one I ever got an answer from, including Ronald Reagan. I figured he would help us. I put a full-page ad in, or I didn't. A donor did. And I was president then, too. I'm four-time president of LVA and former chairman. So I don't give up. I'm not going to give up. I'm almost 80 and I ain't giving up. And my family stands behind me. I know you all do. And listen, I'm not here to really beat up on anybody, but when you do something like that so horrific and covered up for all these years, if it was so easy, why didn't the government of the United States just say, okay, we'll investigate it, as they should have? In 7 days, they had an 7-day board of inquiry. In 7 days, they figured out, oh, okay, it's a mistaken identity. But no, they were ordered by Johnson to find it. In fact, John McCain's daddy was in on that. He was an admiral, John McCain Jr. And he said, make sure the crew's silenced and make sure it's a mistaken identity. Now, this attack, like on the USS Stark and Cole, and they had a full investigation into that, but not the USS Liberty. Oh, it's all wrapped up in 7 days. A real investigation would have taken over several years to figure all this out, but no, they would not do that. They would not do that. And there's still silences, trying to silence us. You know, last December, I had the honor of spending time with Candace Owens on her show. A wonderful woman, and a kind woman, and a faithful woman of God. They're attacking her like I've been attacked. She's telling the truth. Everybody's got a right to say something. That's what's great about this country till they take it away, and we're close to it now. We're very close to it. When they make laws that you can't talk about another group of people, I don't care if they're Asian, black, whatever, Korean, Arab, you better not talk about Israel or you're an anti-Semitic pig. And that's just exactly the way they feel. Look what's going on now at these colleges. I mean, people see what's going on in the world. They see what's going on in the world. And the USS Liberty is a spearhead, the red hot spearhead to breaking this all open before we all die. And with your help, that's going to happen. With your help, that's going to happen. And whoever out there in TV land, don't forget us, because we're here. We ain't leaving. My greatest fear, well, I guess it's not really a fear. My biggest disappointment is our own government. We've ceded our power to a foreign country. Israel controls us. They control the Congress. They control the Senate. They control our money. We don't control our country. The Zionist state does. Does that make them the real bad people? No, the real bad people are the people letting them do it. That's the people, the real bad people. I mean, if you see anything in Gaza, and I'm not an expert on it, but I'll tell you what, I've seen these pictures and it brings me to my knees with sorrow and pain for innocents being starved and bombed and burned and beat up and raped and robbed. I'm tired of it. This whole country should be tired of it. Our passion and attachment to the Zionist state has got to stop. My greatest hope is that I live long enough to see some kind of justice, not just for me, but the whole crew. I'm here representing the crew. I'm the president of the association, and those men that died couldn't speak, but I could speak for them. And the men that were old now, they're all dying off, or the diseases and whatever. It happens in life. We all know that. We're all going there. Of course, you guys are all young, but I know a lot of you in here got some gray hair, and I'm sure you remember the USS Liberty, but you don't remember the cover-up. You heard what you heard, and you believed it. But it's not the truth, folks. This is one of the most criminal, terrible acts committed on a flagged American ship in American history. We're the only ship in American history that's never had help come to it when they're under attack. That's what they did. They left us out there to be slaughtered by the Zionist state, blame it on Egypt, and bring us to war. That's why those SAC aircraft were on the way. The only thing that saved us is we didn't sink, and they didn't count on that. They did everything they could do to silence us by intimidation, threats, and evil words. That's what our own government did. The crew of the USS Liberty is the most decorated crew in the United States naval history for a single engagement, none other but the USS Liberty. Nobody knows about it. From the Medal of Honor on down. Navy Cross, Silver Stars, Bronze Star with a V, Combat Action. And we got a Presidential Unit Citation from, guess who? LBJ. I tore it up. I want nothing to do with that guy. He left us, he left the world in bad shape. We don't need presidents to send our young men and women into war, all for the sake of the Zionist state. And that's what we're doing. I think you all know that. I hope you do. That's what they're doing. They want us to bomb Iran. They want us to take them out and all that shit. Israel will probably do it themselves. Of course, it won't be clandestine. The American military will be behind it. I really want to thank all of you for being here, and thank you, Tom, for your gracious support. Everybody here has been so friendly and nice to me. Boy, I'll tell you, I wear you, all of you, with a badge of honor. They can call me anything they want. Oh, by the way, I got my pin. I'm now a member. So I would encourage all of you, if you would help us, don't write your Congress. They're going to lie to you. They always do. I put the pressure on send it right to Trump. He probably won't listen. But I've tried everything. The crew has tried everything. We love our country. We love our Lord. We love our families, all families. And when they attacked us, they attacked all of you. You attack American flag ship. You attack an American flag ship. They attacked all of us. Not just us, but that American flag they shot down twice. That's what they did. So if they can get by with that, they can get by with almost anything. And they are right now. I'll ask if you have any questions. I'll take a few questions and I'll relieve you.
So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I really hope you learned something new from here. Now, he said it, not me. Anyways, man, if you went ahead and made it this far, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. I'm gonna go ahead and probably cut this video into pieces because it's a really long video. So yeah, thank you so much for stopping by.